Ladies and gentlemen, pleasure to see you. It's your boy Juanito. I'm here with Ben Reyes.
What's up?
Powerful Ben Reyes.
Powerful Ben Reyes.
Ben Reyes got it going on, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you that much.
I want to talk a little bit about the caged animal theory. So, would you please?
Well,
You mentioned like growing up religious too. So,
yeah, so I don't know if it's like a theory, like, in a sense, but like, that's like the way that I think about it. Like, I don't know. Like, if you cage somebody off and like constantly tell them, no, 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 you can't do this, at some point in time, they're going to find a way to get out of that cage and just like go on and try it. And that could inevitably lead to like, I don't know, an overuse of freedom. Like, it could have dangerous, side effects.
so then,
Like,
what might have been moderate use if they could go and just experiment freely
exactly.
becomes binge use because of the rebound effect of having them in that cage.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, so like growing up as like a kid, like my parents were like, oh, the religious, and like they're like the branch of like a Christianity. It's called like Pentecostals. All right, so like those are like the lift
Oh
up.
wait, no, they were Pentecostal.
Yeah, they were Pentecostal,
Yo, that's
bro.
that's hardcore, bro.
Fucking like
That's really hardcore.
yeah, la Santa Cena, like when you would like I guess communion, that's what it's called.
Mhm.
Some like
Is there like brujeria there too?
no. Well, it depends like what you define as brujeria. Like they believe that they don't need a mediator between you and God. So like how Catholicism there's a priest and that's like your bridge between the earth and then God.
Got you.
Not in Pentecostal, you would get down on your own knees and like pray and like have that conversation. It's at one on one. But yeah, going back to that, they wouldn't have like for communion, it would be like grape juice. It wouldn't be wine type of stuff.
Gotcha.
Like, didn't you grow up as a Pentecostal too? Or
So
like
they were Baptist,
Baptist? Okay.
which is still pretty hardcore. It's
Yeah.
interesting the idea of substitute like grape juice instead of wine,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
like the purpose that it serves the spirits to go and change your state together as a community.
Yeah.
What that does for you is powerful, man. So then we get that grape juice. It's not the same, bro. Also, it's not good for you. So it's a diluted form and it's not even healthy. So
Oh, I didn't even know grape juice was like that bad for you.
it's really
that type
not.
of stuff.
It's not good for you. No, definitely not good for you.
Oh,
So we'll
shit.
throw that in there.
Okay.
But let's carry on.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, growing up, mad religious. So just to like let you know exactly like how bad it got. It was like something as simple as like creeping over like a friend's house, right? Like
Right, check.
they would say no to that because they didn't want you to listen. Well, my parents didn't want me to listen to like secular music or they didn't
Okay.
want they had that fear that he might like drink or do drugs and shit like that.
So this is the cage.
Yeah, so this is the cage. In essence, they were just like throwing me into a cage, and not just throwing me into a cage, but locking me in that cage. And like in their mind, that was security. In their mind,
Right.
they could do nothing wrong. That's the way of protecting you from the outside world. But little did they know that was like that was doing you wrong because come the age of wow, even when I stopped going to church was like around the age of like 11 years old.
Okay.
It took me time, to get out there and start like, experimenting. But like at the age of 11 when I started to use my logic and really, start questioning, okay, what really is, the Bible? What is Jesus? Why am I here? That type of stuff. And I don't know if you knew about this, but like the Bible was actually, taken from Sumerian folktales.
Yes.
Like all that is rewritten passages of old tales.
So you went pretty deep into it.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
looked
yeah.
at the history.
Oh yeah, but yeah,
Like,
back to that.
Dead Sea Scrolls.
Kind of, exactly like that. And like, but it just goes to show how, and I get it. Listen, I get why religion is here and why it's established, because like this world, bro,
It's useful, of course.
yeah, and it's this world. I feel like as humans, we look at this world as a puzzle.
It's a structure.
Yeah, as a puzzle. And if we can't find that missing puzzle piece, we try to replace it with something that may not fit, but it will complete the puzzle, and that's what religion is.
Right.
Yeah. So all right, maybe 2 years after. So when I was like 13, that's when I really started to let loose. I finally like realized, okay, I'm trying to break out of this cage.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a key or rig a key and just rig this lock. So the first thing that I started doing was, well, drinking. Okay,
Okay.
drinking, and then I transitioned into smoking weed. And
At 13.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty early.
and but it wasn't, it wasn't like hefty use. Okay.
Gotcha.
Um,
It's just occasion.
yeah, it wasn't until a year later that I really like started to go off the ranges. Like I went to like, I guess, my dark period where I would just get blackout drunk. I would be tipsy and twisted all the fucking time, and
And that's at 15, 16, you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah, and it
Okay.
just wasn't, like you said, it was that thing of me binging of like, okay, all these years that I was deprived of, like, friends, deprived of being able to experiment with something as, as drinking, or like,
Right,
or
yeah.
like, um,
You would find your own
yeah,
limit
finally gonna let loose and all this stuff.
instead of it being like blackout and all of that.
Yeah.
So let's recap a little bit. We step back to where we are.
Okay.
The idea is that if you build a cage and you put people in a cage like that,
Yeah.
there's a rebound effect
Yeah.
where they're going to use whatever substances they use. We're back. We're back with Ben Reyes.
Yeah, because Juanito
Powerful Ben Reyes. Yeah, because I'm
Juanito
not...
forgot to record.
No, that's not what happened, bro. When I knock it over, it stopped. That was 8 minutes and 52 seconds into our conversation.
And you're like, yo, Ben, please don't do it. Ben, please don't do it.
I
And who
told-
did it?
yeah.
Juanito did it.
Así pasó. You're right. So then, we go back. We have cage animal theory.
Yeah.
The idea of substance use. How
Yeah.
there's a rebound effect from the cage.
The idea of just like overall, like how it just like really does develop your psychology, like that it blurs that line between want and need. That's what being in a cage is. You're depriving not just of senses but of experience.
Right.
And
so as we're out here checking out the beautiful nature,
dog.
there's so much stuff to be engaged by that the substances is not going to be the same.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in a cage and you cannot explore, then all of a sudden the substances are like the most interesting thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a powerful thing. Let that sink in for a moment.
I'm gonna get a rock.
We got ducks. Hey there. He's
Quack.
just rocking, bro. Look at him.
Pero tú eres un quack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Patito sto. Yo, check it. So from there, cage animal theory, we went to the field.
Yeah.
We talk about salamander regeneration.
Yeah.
The idea that if you cut off a limb, it's similar to embryology, the way that cells differentiate when we grow.
Yep.
It's going to be cut off. A blastula, a cloblet of cells will develop. And then how do they know what to become? Huh.
Yeah.
So if we cut off a forelimb and we take that blastula and we move it to the leg, after 1 week, it become a leg. But if we do it after a later time, 3-4 weeks, then no, it's an aberration. It's already been programmed to be hind leg. So we might grow a hind leg on our forearm.
General disclosure: unless you are a starfish or any part of that genus, please do not try this at home.
Yeah. But the idea is like, what is the potential for us to heal ourselves?
Yeah.
How far does it go?
Yeah.
With like salamanders are very similar to us, like the limb structure. I mean, the radius, ulna, all the tiny bones of the wrist.
Also, whales, bats. Do you know that we have
Powerful,
like almost
yeah. Powerful Ben Reyes coming with the
Side commentary.
Biology.
Biology.
biology, powerful biology.
Watch out.
So there we go. Salamander cell regeneration. What's the potential for us to heal ourselves? It comes from the field. On the organizational field, it's electromagnetic. That's what's telling the cells to differentiate. They know where they're at. They already been programmed. Then it's going to be different. So we want to use our attention to go into the field, and there's, so for example, we had hurt our back, right?
Yeah.
So, with our attention, right? Most people, it's gonna be like this. They'll be like, my back hurts. And they'll go to the doctor, and maybe he'll tell them, like, get a brace.
Yeah.
And they'll get medications. And they won't really take much of an active role. I mean, talk about, like, the first week that you were saying, because it's funny,
Yeah,
but it's true.
Why you gotta put me on blast like that, son?
I gotta put you on blastula.
This ain't okay.
I gotta put you on blastula, you know.
Well, the first week, and it worked in my logic, right? In my mind, powerful mind, it worked. No, yeah, I stayed stagnant. I took drugs, meaning I took painkillers and muscle relaxants,
Okay.
and I just stayed home. So I didn't put my physiology into movement, because like I thought like the more, the more I stayed steady, the more I stayed inactive, the faster the healing process. But the reverse is actually true.
Right. And to what extent would you say that you used your attention to go and try to correct that? Like, how much attention did you pay to your back while it was hurting? Like, focus on it.
A lot, because like the pain was there. I did some stretches, minimal stretches, but other than that, no focus on trying to get it better. In my mind, I let the drugs, the painkillers and the muscle relaxants help me get out of that state of mind of just like thinking about it, and that was like bad thinking because
Right.
yeah.
And there you go, man. That's how it is for most people. So we want to bring an alternative. Now you know about the field.
Yeah.
You know that you can auto-correct. So we'll go in there. We know what our back is supposed to feel like. It's available to us in this field. This is you are this field.
Yeah.
And its potential, right? We would talk a little bit about a multiverse before.
Oh yeah.
The potential is in the field, right? Ben Reyes exists not only in the form that you have now, which is a reflection from the field.
Yeah.
Ben Reyes exists with 20 pounds more muscle.
Coming at you soon.
10 pounds later. Different abilities cerebrally.
Yeah.
That information is there too. Ben Reyes, who remembers everybody's name.
Yeah.
Ben Reyes, who has like the kind of memory where it's like he can learn so quick. That is also there in the field too.
Thicker and more luscious hair.
Yeah, sure. Don't say it. I know what you're thinking.
Gotta have a fro.